pagan Christmas. Man, this is old John Boy here, in case y'all didn't know. Your West Tennessee hillbilly. I have been trying to tell everybody for years. You wonder how they were able to lie to us all our lives. It started with Christmas. Let me tell you a Christmas story. How does it go? I can't remember now. It's something about, let's see, all through the house. How's that start? I don't even remember how it starts. That's how much I don't pay attention to this pagan holiday. Because those Christians out here that read the Bible should be familiar with Jeremiah. I'm not sure of the verses. This is short. It's a short book, so. But I can't remember if it was verse 4 or however that works. The fourth chapter, whatever. But anyhow, it's in there, and it says, "Do not be as the heathens, and chop a tree down and bring it into your house and prop it up with wooden nails and hang silver and gold on it." It's a pagan holiday, people. It's for the solstice. You're in the middle of winter. You're at the highest point. You just went from the highest point of winter. Now you're going back to spring. I mean, come on, bang bang. How you doing? Yeah, I'm just, man, I can't believe. People wonder how were they able to lie to us all our lives. It started out with Christmas, man. It don't matter how old you were. If you were born December the 1st, you got Christmas presents. You know what I mean? It's what they've done to the children to sit there and just make them mind scroggable. All the flashing lights and the blues and the yellows, but the red and white and green for Christmas. The colors, the coding and the colors. I mean, it's just how this man, Santa Claus, or Kris Kringle, or whatever wives tale you want to hear, how he brings toys to all the unfortunate children of the world in one night, all around the world with some magic reindeer that fly. That joker knows how to creep up in your house and leave gifts under the idol called the Christmas tree. It's so crazy, man. I don't get it, man. The Bible clearly says do not worship carven images, but yet one image that everybody recognizes is that cross. It's not an image you're supposed to worship. It's carven. Yeah, he watches you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. It's all mind dots, man. It's all about, it's only two ways: positive, negative, good, bad. You know what I mean? There's no in between. And this whole mind game thing down here is, man, it's weird. They trick you into thinking you're doing good, but you're associated with the overall bad. Like Christmas. That's bad. It's bad. I don't get it. I don't know how people got so mind scrogged. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do remember the feeling of Christmas. You know how they say you get the Get the Christmas spirit. Get the holiday spirit. There is a spirit. There really is. Oh man, I got more of these daggum. I'm trying to keep my stuff a little more serious. But these things are good. They got bacon and cheese and all sorts of goodness inside them. Mm. If they just season them more, I love seasoning. You know what I mean? Yeah. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas would soon be there. And what to my surprise arose such a clatter, I'm not too sure. I don't know if this story really matters. I've kind of lost it from there, and I have no point to go. So bear with me, people. This is the John Boy Show. Man, I might could become a rapper if I could think quicker. Oh God, I'm losing it. Like Bill Collins said, I don't care anymore. But you know what? I thought about this might be the last Christmas ever, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I ought to celebrate it. Maybe I ought to go back to the good old days when you could feel the Christmas spirit within you. I don't know. I just know the Bible says don't cut a tree down, bring it in your house, and don't use wood and nails to prop it up, and don't hang silver and gold on it. It's in the Bible. It said don't be as the heathens. What the Bible says. Look, I used to race dirt cars for like a whole decade, man. I spent 10 years of my life on dirt tracks. And they have rules, but you've got to learn to read between the lines. It says you cannot use air shocks, right? Well, that's only if you put air in them. If you use an air shock with no ways of pressurizing it, it's fine. So that's what when I first started out, that's what I used on my right rear. So I could set that when I went to the corners, it'd set my right rear corner down, put weight on that back tire so I'd get better traction. And just read between the lines. It says you can't do this, but it doesn't say you can't do that. You know what I mean? It says you can do this, but it doesn't say you can't do this other thing. You just gotta know what you're doing, and you can participate. And that's kind of how life is, man. You get all these daggum rules, and it all boils down to I don't know, man. There's like the big governance above us is trying to make people be good, and there's another governance trying to make people be bad. And it's that simple. And the lukewarm thing means you can't be good and bad at the same time. You're one or the other. So if you're like half bad and half good, you're not getting out of this trap. You know, I don't know. Is this damn chat working anymore? I don't know, man. How come I could get 1,000 people in a live stream, a few months ago, and I can't get but one? Oh, wait a minute. I got two people in there. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, I'm just, man, I don't know. Every day I wake up, I feel like I'm a day closer to death. That makes sense if you don't think about it. I had 7 Spalding on my live stream over the weekend. Yep, he's out in Colorado somewhere. I'm fixing. I need to find somebody. I don't want to do this by myself, but I'm starting to do. I want to start doing some cryptic expeditions. I want to go to Land Between the Lakes. That ain't but about a 2-hour drive. If that, it ain't even 2 hours from me. It's crazy. Land Between the Lakes. All I gotta do is drive east about 20 miles. I hit the Tennessee River, take a left, and follow the Tennessee River up about 120 miles, and I'm at Land Between the Lakes. It's impossible for a Sasquatch to come down from Land Between the Lakes with the Tennessee River system and catch the little tributaries that are spilling into it that, lead back to my area. I mean, come on. I've been watching these Bigfoot channels and stuff, and it's more about who can tell the best story. I told my encounter, and since then, every story I've heard, they say the stuff I said, like it terrible. I mean, I don't know, man. It just sounds like, I don't know, like I was talking about the one that was in the tree, jumping from tree to tree, going through the daggone woods. The next person that came up after me told a story. They're in the city and saw it climb up a tree, a 200-foot tall tree in the city. West Texas, what's going on? Yeah, it's a dreary day today. Look at this out here. It's just gray skies. Nothing but gray skies. With stuff, you can see it better with a camera than you can with your eyes, it looks like today. But I ain't gonna be filming. I'm about tired of filming the sky. I really am. It's the same old stuff up there worldwide. I mean, it's the same stuff. Oh, gosh. Man, I'm going to have to eat another one of them. I usually try to wait till later in the morning so I can get closer to lunch, but man, these things are good. I ain't lying, man. They call them tater cakes, but man, you break that sucker open, it's got cheese and bacon bits, and it's so good. I know I shouldn't be eating it. Yeah. But man, this is why I say the Santa Claus bullcrap they push on everybody. That's how they get the great lies. Because man, whatever age it is, you finally figure out Santa Claus ain't real. There's too many people to be mad at. You know what I mean? Brothers, sisters, friends, parents, grandparents, cousins. Everybody perpetuated the Santa Claus lie. You know what I mean? So that's how they get away with doing lie after lie after lie, because you got brain scrog for decades. I mean, think about it. They started when you were born. Somewhere within the year you were born, there is a Christmas. You know what I mean? Now, if you're lucky enough to miss it and be born after Christmas, I'm pretty sure he still had some presents, though. But still, it starts out when you're born. They're going to pull the Christmas bull crap on you and make you believe that this man with this magic dust sits there and snorts it with his reindeer so they can fly around the world, man. Yeah, man, he got that magic dust, man. He sprinkled a little bit for the reindeer, a little bit for Santa Claus. Little bit more for Santa Claus. Little bit more for Santa Claus. You know, he's got a lot to do. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. He puts his finger beside his nose and blinks into the chimney he goes or whatever, right? Sounds like I dream of Jeannie. What she used to do. Didn't she do something with her nose? Or Bewitched, she wiggled her nose, right? Do you have to have a butt face to sit there and wiggle your nose? Because your nose is actually your tail. Yeah, me too, West Texas. I've had so many people tell me, you've got an old soul. I might. What it is, I think, is I have an unblemished consciousness that understands the difference between right and wrong, and therefore I will do not want or shall not do any wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to anybody unless it's a cop. No, I'm kidding. Really, I ain't gonna, man. If it's a cop, I'm just gonna plead the fifth. What's your name, boy? Plead the fifth. What do you suspect me of doing, officer? I actually, they under my seat, I got my medical documentation that proves I've got post traumatic stress disorder due to law enforcement. So I just talk to them like the trash and pigs they are. Because usually when I get pulled over, I haven't done anything to get pulled over for. Except for that one time I was speeding. Yeah, I was speeding. I'll admit that. I was doing like, I think it was 87 and a 55, something like that. But man, I was the third car in line. The other cars in front of me were faster. I just happened to be the one that gets pulled over because the damn sheriff was in a truck. And I guess sheriff trucks have to pull over trucks and they don't pull over cars. Those cars are going faster than me, but I get pulled over. It was it was three of us. You know, one of them mornings everybody's trying to get to work. Ain't got time to wait around for slow cars. If you got room, zip the, cops want to call it, what do they call it? Uh, Swerving through traffic. I call it changing lanes, man. I'm just changing lanes, in my effort. What do you mean swerving? Well, you didn't use turn signals. I didn't have time to use turn signals. Sometimes when you drive like you gotta drive, you ain't got time to use turn signals, and even if you did, the other people wouldn't have time to even see them. I mean, you're just making like Daytona 500 moves. Yeah, what? Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. But nowadays, people are like, "Oh, you're not a functional human now. It's time for self care, home care. Some sort of institutional care." I guess it's a good thing my stepmom killed my dad. He didn't have to go to the old folks' home. Yeah. I wonder, I bet she's got over dozens of daggum people that she's off over the years being a nurse, being a health care caregiver whose hobby's watching 48 hours and forensic files and anything doing with murder. Who, man, the dumb bitch said the silent part out loud one day in front of my brother about how she would take care of me. She would sit there, or how she would take care. In general, it wasn't just me. It was like me, my brother, whatever. But her plan was, if she wanted to get away with murder, she'd shoot somebody, get their hand, and use her fingernails to scratch down her neck to her chest and rip her clothes with the dead person's hand. And then she would tell the law he tried to rape her. Yeah, that's devious, ain't it? And then to think this woman was in nursing homes in the beginning of her career, just starting out. And I didn't think about it, man. I mean, I've known this woman for like 30 years, and she used to talk about, yeah, so and so died at the nursing home. It was so peaceful. He just let go. Just stuff like that, man. And then after, man, I'm telling y'all, it ain't. I talked to my dad one day, and 3 days later, he's dead, right? He's supposed to have lung cancer, but he died crapping blood out. Come on. I think, man, I'm telling you, man, that's a devious bitch. Tell you, man, knowing somebody for 30 years and then figuring out they're a daggone mass murderer. Yeah, man. I learned, my mom taught me how to cook eggs when I was like 3. Yeah, I mean, that's just life, though. That's how life is, man. You never know how people are until something happens. And evidently, even though we did everything together as a family, she was stepmom, treated her just as family, treated her kids as family. And as soon as my dad dies, me and my brother become the enemy and then, she throws away my dad's will and acts like he didn't have a will. And then all of a sudden there is a will, but me and my brother are not in it, just her and the rest of her crew. Just strangeness. And then like this, no, I'm gonna shut up. I've said too much. I've bit my tongue for way too long. Is it 3 years now? Nothing. Man, fucking lawyers are pieces of shit. But anyhow, what time is it? I think I need. Oh shoot, yeah, I need to get out of here. I'll holler at y'all later. Oh God, I'm almost late.